This is called a team building exercise, even though there's two of us, but it's just team building because we're a team. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a paper towel out of newspaper, and whoever can do it the quickest within 5 minutes wins. So Maya, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
You setting a timer?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's building it the quickest.
Yeah. The tallest.
The tallest. Right, I need to... Oh, lost the sheet of paper. I need to back my cut off for this one.
See, I don't lose, you know. I'm going to win.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I'm doing. We're going with two completely different techniques here.
Mine's the better one.
Have you had practice before though, Cam?
I'm just a natural born winner, man.
Oh,
What can I say?
Alright.
Schofield, man, from Prison Break. Do you ever watch Prison Break?
Yeah.
I'm like that architect. Somewhat of a tower, as you can see. He's standing up. It's upright.
I feel like mine's going pretty well, to be honest.
Actually, it's not bad to be fair. But bearing in mind, we've only got a minute left.
A minute? What?
And it's whoever's got the tallest. Oh, and it's time. It is time. Who's got the tallest tower? As you can see, mine's actually
Yours
standing.
doesn't stand.
It's standing
Yours
on its own.
doesn't stand. Yours doesn't stand.
It's taller than yours.
Yours doesn't
It's taller than yours. What is that? That's level. That's basically flat. This is what you call a tower. Upright.
This is what you call.
This is a mess. Shambles.
Whose would you trust going on?
Shambles.
The one that's
Absolute
standing
shambles.
up. The one that's
Or a
standing up, or
proper
the one
tower.
that has to be held
Or
up.
a proper tower.
Or the one that has to
A
be held
proper
up.
tower. Let us know what you think in the
I think
comments.
this is pretty good.
Who won, me or Maya?
I think mine's pretty good.
Mine's a lot better. Yo guys, and welcome to the Chats with Cam podcast. We are back once again, and today I am joined by the lovely Mya Craig.
Hi.
How are you doing today, Maya?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not bad. It's been an interesting week. What have you been up to?
All sorts, being a mother,
Yeah.
being a musician,
Okay.
cooking, cleaning, all that stuff.
You can cook? What can you cook?
cook? Everything.
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 What's your signature dish? Like your signature?
Well, I'm pesky,
Uh-huh.
so I cook a lot of fish.
Wait, pesk is when you don't eat fish, is it?
I just eat fish.
Okay.
Um,
No meat, no veg,
no
no
meat.
cheese, no dairy.
veg.
Veg.
A little bit of dairy, only eggs. I don't drink milk.
Okay.
But yeah, because I cook a lot of fish, I'd probably say my signature is my sweet chili salmon. Or
No, salmon's my dish. I'm sorry, but
Is
salmon
it?
is my dish. That's my signature dish.
yeah, I love a good salmon.
I've got my secret sauce, but I'm not going to disclose that.
Oh, okay. We might have to have a little cook off then.
What's your like heritage if you like when you're cooking like?
Well, my mum's Jamaican. My
Yeah.
dad's Greek. I don't cook a lot of Greek food.
You've been to Greece.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
that like?
Love it.
That's good.
Yeah, I do. I like Greece. I
I've
haven't
been there
been
a
to
couple of
Jamaica yet.
times. Is it Corfu? Is it in Greece?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I've
sure,
been
yeah.
there. That's a nice place.
Yeah, sick.
So do you tell people like, oh, I'm Greek, I'm half Greek? Or you say Jamaican
I just
first?
say more. I just Jamaica, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's like just what
That's the one.
I claim, you know. But yeah, so there's a lot of I've grown up on a lot of Caribbean food, so
Yeah.
cook a
Rice
lot
and
of
peas, jerk
yeah,
chicken, a lot of plantain,
exactly.
all of that, all of that.
Yeah. So like cutting out meat was a big one for me because I've grown up on
Yeah. Yeah,
meat.
curry
So
goat, mutton, all of
exactly.
that.
Exactly. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And you're a mother as well?
What about her?
How's that? How's being a mother?
Oh, me being a mother,
Yeah.
it's I thought you said my I thought you meant my mum. No, me being a mother is great. It's hard,
Yeah,
but it is very rewarding.
I can imagine.
And it gives me that extra push, to do just above and beyond and more than I would have done without her. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. And you're doing it alongside being a musician as well.
Yeah, yeah, I am. And it's not easy. I will never say it's easy because you get a lot of guilt, when I have to
Yeah.
leave her and stuff. But I know I'm doing it for her, so it makes it all worthwhile.
What's the balance like? Do you taking care of her in the morning and you go and record, or like, how do you
Um,
set yourself up for the day?
I normally have her over the week, and then every other weekend we come to London, or we have sessions, or um, I just like kind of juggle it that way. So I'll have strictly, through
Yeah,
the week, and then the weekends are my kind of time to do what I need to do.
yeah. Because I've
Yeah.
listened to some of your music, and to me, I interpret it as like R&B. Is
Yeah.
that how you would describe it?
Yeah, R&B is what I've grown up on, and
Yeah,
I just loved it. It makes me feel just so good
yeah.
inside. And recently I've been making more like R&B vibes, but it's
That's good.
always it's kind of been my go-to. I can just make it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And where did it start for you? Like, where was Baby Maya? Like, how did that all start with the singing and
My mum got me into performing arts, so
yeah,
I did dance, singing, and acting.
acting?
And
You can
acting,
act?
I used to be able to
Go on,
act.
give us a little sign. Give us a little
I can't
screenplay.
act now. You can't put me on the spot like that.
Do like a little EastEnders duff duff.
Oh my god. I will really embarrass myself if I do that right now, so I'm not
What
even
was
gonna
that like?
bother.
Stage school or
It was like a Saturday thing that I used to
yeah,
do. So it was like extracurricular,
yeah,
like outside of school. Before that I did just strictly dance, and then that's when I went on to it was called Theatre Train.
yeah,
Um so it was like training for kind of theatre and
yeah.
those kind of things. Um and then yeah, she just got me into that. And dancing was always what I was the best at, but I just gravitated towards singing. And then I ended up going to a high school that specialized in performing arts, and it was just from there really that
Yeah.
it kind of just became second nature and became what I just wanted to do.
Because I actually did acting for a little while. Have you ever seen the
Really?
film Black Panther?
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, really?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I actually bottled it when I started
So your name's
acting.
Chadwick Boseman then?
No, I did acting theatre school for a little while when I was younger, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Like I turned up and I was like, this is not me. I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And people would come like prepared with like their notes and their lines, and I'd just be like,
What am I doing?
let's have some fun.
Yeah.
But so that transition from acting into singing, where was the passion? Where were you drawing your music from?
Um, I think from very young it was always a therapy kind of thing for me.
Yeah,
At a young age I always had a lot to get off my chest, and with dance I could express it,
yeah,
but it just seemed more natural to me to get it out of me with words and singing, and I was never the strongest singer growing up. Singing was something I had to work on.
Did you have like anxiety, intimidation?
I think growing up I was just very confident. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be Beyonce. But I think
So you like the lead in all your school plays and all of that?
you know what? I wasn't until sixth form.
Right.
So I was confident kind of behind closed doors, and I always put myself in opportunities growing up. But for some reason I would never get the opportunities
Right.
given to me. So I'd go for the kind of leading roles, but it would always end up being maybe someone of a different ethnicity to
How did
me.
that make you feel? Like, did that make you
Um,
feel uneasy, or
yeah, I remember
did you
one
not
time
understand it at the time? Or
I always understood because I think the schools that I went to were always quite white, predominantly
yeah,
white
yeah,
based. And I remember one time being told that because at my school there was yearly school plays, and I never bothered putting myself forward for them until later on in my high school years. And the first one that I put myself forward to was going to be High School Musical, and
the
I
actual High
remember,
School Musical,
yeah.
the one with like Sharpay,
Yeah,
Ashley
yeah,
Tisdale.
it was gonna be one of those. And I remember just kicking off and being like, look, I'm not even gonna bother because I know that I'm not gonna get a main leading role
Yeah, yeah.
because of the type of people that I'm around.
Isn't the
And
main lead in that like a blonde, blue-eyed kind of? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and who they'd pick for Vanessa, they'd just pick a brunette
yeah.
girl. Or I was like, I'm never gonna get picked for this. And I kicked off to my music teacher, and then they ended up actually changing the show to Hairspray
Right. Okay.
because of me kicking off and being like, look,
Yeah.
we always do school shows that are not diverse. And then when they did Hairspray, there were obviously the opportunities for a lot more black people, Asian people, just people of different ethnicities to get involved in that. So
Yeah.
that was the first time that I ended up getting a leading role in my school play.
That's good.
Yeah.
What was school like overall for you? Like, did you enjoy it?
I loved school. I loved school. If I always say if I could go back to year nine, I would, because there's just something about year nine
What was your
that
subject? Like IT, graphics,
it was always music.
music? Always in
Always
music.
music. I used to just, I couldn't wait to get to my music
When you was
lesson.
in music lesson, were you just like doing your own thing?
Yeah, most of the time, I'd always have to sing in assemblies, and I was literally like, they're like, "Is Mike gonna shut up now? We get it. She
I
can
was
sing."
pissed, yeah, because when I was in year 8, 9 doing music, and I used to get told off for making my own music. Like me and my
Really?
boy, we just with the keyboards and the MIDI and all that,
Yeah.
and we'd make our own songs. We make tracks, like stuff that could probably go on Grind Daily, and they'd be like, "Detention, mate! Like, what you doing?" Like,
No.
and we'd be doing our own stuff, like proper melodies, and then you get like these retards in the back just like playing around with the drums. So it's just
No
so annoying
way.
because like they didn't really recognize talent, and like you, I went to like a predominantly white school, so it was non-existent for us.
Hmm.
Like we needed our own space to do music, but
Yeah, I think they don't understand sometimes
yeah, exactly.
that it's just children expressing themselves.
Yeah,
So that's crazy to me. Because you saying that actually brought back a memory that we used to get kicked out of the music practice rooms when we used to go in there at lunchtime.
yeah,
So we used to go in at lunchtime, like play
yeah,
music on whatever. We used to get kicked out, and it's like it's just kids expressing ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're writing music, what do you draw upon for your inspiration or
Um, it's my current life circumstances.
yeah,
So, however I feel in that present moment is always what I end up writing the track about.
yeah,
Um, so if I'm going through a good time, then I'll be
write
writing.
about a good
Yeah,
time, maybe
if I'm
going through a
going
breakup, like your
exactly,
Ariana Grande or something like that, then you'll be writing
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I think it's the same for a lot of artists.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes when everything's good, I can tap back into something that has made me feel away in the past,
yeah,
but more time it is just like from the heart in that moment.
yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you're in the studio, does the lyrics come first? Does the beat come first? How's the setup for you?
Beat first.
Yeah,
So recently, I've been working with a few different producers, so they'll be making the beat from scratch. So whilst they're doing that, I'm just feeling the vibe, and I'll start writing from there. Um, I don't think there's ever been a time actually that I've had the lyrics first and then the beat.
yeah.
It's always
It's always the
been
beat
I'll
first.
catch the vibe and
Yeah,
catch the
and then you
feel.
kind of go with that, associate the
Exactly.
words with it. Because I've
Exactly.
listened to some of your music, your EP Fourplay, and for me it was very like I felt the words you were saying. That's why I was asking like, does the beat or the lyrics come first? Because for me, I really understood the lyrics before the beat,
Oh,
so I
I
was
love
just
that.
thinking maybe there's some like a message there to it. Maybe there's like an inspiration or something that you've drawn upon.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was very soulful and relaxing, and like say if I was doing something calming, I would listen to that. Like it's therapeutic music for me. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is that the aim you was going for?
So with that project, it was something that I was working on for like a year, over a year.
Yeah,
Um, and songs came off, songs came on, but the whole vibe was kind of like foreplay, it's like the start, it's the lead up, it's the beginning.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be quite sensual, slow, saucy, whilst not being too in your face,
Yeah.
and kind of speaking about how I was feeling, which is the first track, which led on to the next track, which was me just kind of pouring my heart out. Like that whole EP was a lot of
Tell me, right?
therapy. Tell Me,
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
last track, and me and my friend actually wrote that song, and that was literally just about a situation that's like, okay, like we're here, just tell me what it is, because I think there's a lot of miscommunication that in a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
And then You and Me was just that throw of like, okay, I'm an adult now, and I'm kind of speaking about the more
Yeah.
sensual side of things through my music. So that was kind of the transition. But I did just want it to be a whole journey, like a whole 11-minute journey just of emotion,
Yeah.
and a story.
It's always good because it's good when you drop an EP or an album and there's like a reason behind it or a story behind it, as opposed to like 1, 2, 5 tracks that are just random and like
Yeah,
no consistency. So it's really good to see that.
thank you.
What I was gonna say as well is the music industry. Like when I've sat down and talked to people before, there's always some negative bash or negative light on it. How's your experience been with the music industry so far? Like, have you had opportunities thrown at you? Have you had to really graft and find it? Like,
Um, I think management has helped
yeah.
massively. Before management, I was doing a lot myself.
So would you say as a new artist, was it important to have management, or do you think it can be done on your own?
I think if you're serious about being an artist and you're not just jumping on it for a wave, then management is
Is
definitely
necessary.
beneficial, because the opportunities that my management gave me, like supporting Jaquise, supporting other major artists, I had to be like ready for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you want management, you have to be ready for the opportunities that they're gonna give you, because you
Yeah.
have to be like, okay, I'm serious, I'm on it, I'm ready. Like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Um, but the industry as a whole, I think,
Have you had like good experiences, bad experiences, met people you don't ever want to see again?
I think along this journey, you'll always meet people that you don't particularly like.
Yeah. But
But
do you just firm it? Do you get on with it?
you have to, because you know what it is? The music industry is just full of egotistical,
Yeah.
prideful people that are led by the ego. And that's what I've noticed is just a lot of like, okay, I'm this person and I
And
have,
when you reach a certain caliber, it's like I can do
yeah,
what I want.
yeah. And I feel like, because I'm not someone that's kind of led by my ego, I'm just someone that's, okay, I'm Maya, you either like me or you don't. I will never think I'm better than anybody, because I'm
Yeah.
not. But in the music industry, there's a lot of, I'm better than you,
Yeah,
or
I can understand that.
I'm doing this, so I have the right to say this. So I think you just have to take people with a pinch of salt, and anything that anyone says, you can't take it personal.
Mm.
Um, as long as you know where you want to be, that's the main thing.
As a female in the industry, do you feel you have to work harder or work a different certain way just to prove a point or to get where you should be?
I think you have to work smarter as a female. So I wouldn't say harder. I'd just say smarter, because you never know people's intentions.
And do you
Um,
feel there's like an over sexualization, like, women should have to wear bikinis and stuff like that all the time and in their music videos and, be glammed up and
I just feel like I, from a musician side of it, when I'm just making music, I never saw the aspect of what like the male world with females in it
yeah. But like for
until,
instance, like if you're doing a picture or a shoot or something like that, do
who,
you
me
feel like
personally.
you personally, do you think, okay, if this is gonna sell or bang, I need to make it like, proper dolled up, glammed up.
I used to
Do
feel like that,
yeah,
and I remember saying to my manager, like, I think that some people had a conversation with her saying like I had to portray myself in a different kind of way because of the music that I make. Um, but at the end of the day, I was just like, I'm not gonna force it, and I'm not gonna
yeah,
try and be someone that I'm not. So I just stay to myself. If I show a bit of skin now and then, I show a bit of skin now and then
yeah,
because
because
I'm
that's your
feeling
choice.
myself.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I will never do it like consciously and be like, okay,
like a
I'm gonna,
tactical move, like
yeah,
it's
like
because you
today I'm
want to do
gonna
it.
get my titties out and post an Instagram picture and get more likes.
No,
Like,
because you do see it though, where like female artists, in my opinion anyway, where they're desperate or they really want to get there, and they sell their soul essentially, and they do what the males want, or in a sense that they'll wear what they want them to wear, or say certain things, use certain lyrics, portray them in a certain light
Yeah.
even.
And it's sad because even when I went to a music video the other day and I saw how the females were carrying themselves, like I'm not to even speak on that because that's what
Yeah,
they're doing
that's what
and
they're doing.
they're clearly happy to do that. But it's like we don't need to be that way
Yeah,
in order to get somewhere. Does that make sense?
I
To
get you.
show off our and if you want to show off your assets, you do that, girl. I show off my assets now and then, and I have done in the past. I've had lot pictures in lingerie because I'm expressing myself, but I feel like it's not something that you constantly have to do to seek approval from people. Does that
I
make
get you.
sense?
And then like when you're on shoots, because I've been involved in a couple music videos, the process can be quite long from start to finish. So how does it work? Do you talk with the choreographer and the director and say, "This is how I want it to look," or "This is how I want it to be"?
I haven't done a music video in a very long time, and
Yeah,
I need to. I need to get some visuals out there. But when I did, I worked with someone that was my really close friend. So we had a really good relationship where I could say we'd had conversations before the shoot of like what we were planning to do. And he would just lead the way, kind of thing. Like he would just direct me.
yeah.
Um, but I think moving forward now, I'd have a clear vision of like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I think it's just have a good kind of.
So what's next for you, and where's the target? Where do you want to reach?
I just want to bring out this new music, this new vibe. Foreplay was kind of like I said, it was the start, it was an introduction. It's like okay, it hit over 100,000 streams on
Oh wow,
Spotify.
that's really really good.
Thank you. Um, So it's like, okay, I've built traction, I've been on radio, but now I'm ready to kind of drop this new vibe.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more dance incorporated.
Oh,
Um,
because you studied dance, right?
I didn't study it, I just
But
did
you
it.
did it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did it growing up. But I want to bring that kind of back into my music.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just a whole different kind of Maya that people are gonna see.
I
A
like
Maya
that.
that's very more intuitive within herself, and when I come back, I'm coming back with a bang, and I'm here to stay. It's like, okay, this is who I am now, and you're not gonna see the last of me.
So other than you've got music as therapy, but what do you do to like escape, or what do you do for fun on the side? Like,
Oh,
what's your downtime?
when do I ever
Like,
have fun? I don't have fun. I literally am a mother and I do music, and I think there'll maybe be like 2 or 3 days out of the month that I might go for food or I might go to a motive that my friend invites me
yeah.
to, but I don't have fun really. Billy comes around to my house and we cook food, but we're washing up or tidying up in the kitchen. Like, I don't really have fun.
So what? Like, not even like a favorite Netflix show, or
Honestly, I'll click on Netflix and I'm like, bore off. Bore
really?
off. I'm just like, there's nothing to watch. But when literally, my idea of fun would just be getting in a nice hot bath, pampering myself, getting my hair done, getting my nails done. That's fun to me right now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then so before you had a kid, then like, what was your scene? What was your vibe? Were you going out? Were you going
Yeah.
drinks, clubs?
Yeah. I love a good night out, but at the same time, maybe like once a month.
Yeah.
I didn't go out all the time. I'm more of like a bar with good music.
Okay. Like a
Cause
low key, but a bit of a
yeah,
turn up.
cause when I get lit, I get lit.
Yeah, same, same. If there's Henny or Kavos involved, trust me, I'm there. I am there. But what? What was I gonna say? Yeah, now I'm a little bit lit to myself as well. Are there any particular like things that you do that inspire you to write music? Do you talk about certain relationships that you draw upon?
I would say the life of an artist has to be a bit chaotic
Yeah,
in order to write the best music. Cause you know, I have been through a lot of situations, and I'm thankful because if I hadn't been through a lot of situations, I would have nothing to write about.
yeah.
So I'd just say my inspiration would just be my life. My
Situationships
life
or situations?
situationships, both. Yeah,
How
both.
does, well, I'm assuming there's been heartbreak. Has there been heartbreak?
Yes.
How does that affect you, or how do you deal with that?
Um, when I have the answer, I will let you know. I just deal with it by allowing myself to feel,
Yeah,
allowing myself to learn, allowing myself to make mistakes,
I hear that.
and allowing myself to just live. I'm 21 and I am so
Yeah, it's
young.
young.
So
It's
I'm
young.
going to make mistakes and I'm going to, feel through situations and deal with situations maybe in the wrong or right way, but I will never know until I'm out of that situation.
Yeah.
So that literally, I just deal with it by living and making music and looking after my baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what was life growing up for you? Like, were you surrounded by lots of family, brothers and sisters?
I'm an only
Only
child.
child. Oh,
Yes.
okay. It
It's,
shows. It
yeah.
shows. Shows your paper towel.
Wow. What are you trying to say?
So, did you feel like your parents encouraged you to do a lot of that music when you was growing up? And
My mum definitely. It was always kind of me and her. My dad lived in London for
yeah,
a lot of my life, so I'd only see him maybe like a couple weekends out of the month or on school holidays. But it was my mum that got me into everything, and she's the reason why I do what I do today.
yeah,
So we have a great relationship. Um, and yeah, I grew up around my mum and my mum's side of the family, a bit of my dad's side of the family. And everyone was just so encouraging. Um, it took some of my mum's side a little bit longer. My cousin used to always say to me, "Oh, you're still doing that singing stuff," and she said that to me for maybe up until like last year when she realized that okay, you're actually good at this. And I remember she came to one of my events and she's like, "Oh, you actually might be famous one day, Maya." And I was like, "All right, thank you."
if you weren't an artist or musician, what do you think you'd be?
I used to want to be a fashion designer,
Yeah,
but I don't think I'd have time for that. I definitely want to have my own business. But
in fashion.
maybe, maybe I don't know. I don't see me doing anything else.
Yeah.
And I always had my doubts. Like, is it for me? I think every creative does. Like, they have
Have
the
you had a
doubts.
job before music or like a?
Have I had a job? have I've had like 25 jobs. I've done everything that you can think of. I've done.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
So I worked in KFC.
Catering or something like that?
KFC was my
Right.
first job. I was there for like 3 weeks.
Do you get free wings? Tell
Uh,
me you got free wings.
Free
Free
wings.
wings, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I was scratching that chicken on my lunch breaks. Yeah, I worked at KFC, then I worked at Topshop for 2 years.
What's your your customer service? Are you like proper on it, or are you just like, nah, I'm going to the back, like, I'm
Nah,
done with this?
I'm on it. You know
Yeah,
what? When I have a job, I have it like I'm like, okay, I'm working,
yeah.
but I'm just never there for a long time. Like Topshop was the job that I was at for the longest time. I was there for 2 years. And then every job that I had after Topshop, I was there less than 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. After
Wow.
that I had a job in a call center for 3 weeks, and then after that I had a job as a financial difficulties
See,
advisor.
I've worked in a call center, and I would never
Never.
ever go back, like
It's
ever to this day.
horrible.
It's so
It's
horrible.
horrible.
The day I remember it clearly. The day I left was the best feeling ever because they they were almost gonna. They didn't sack me, but I left. But what it was a customer had called in, and basically they monitor all the calls, don't they? Innit? So they listen to what you're saying. And this guy was so rude, like to the point where that I was just infuriated because he was saying, "You don't know what you're doing. You can't do your job. Tell me what I need to know without the information." And I couldn't even tell him because I didn't have it. And then I think I just snapped because he was like, "I would never have you work for me." And I was like, "Well, I'd never want to work for you." And I said that line with such confidence. And then about 2 hours later, they played it back to me in the back office. And they was like, "Yeah, we can't be having this if you're gonna stay here." And then I got home and I was just like, "Nah, this isn't for me." Handed in my resignation the next day and I was like, "See ya." Would not
Yeah.
want to be here.
I know. Do you know what it is with call center jobs? I feel like They're just just energy draining.
It's draining. You're
Because you just
talking to
have
people,
people.
same information,
Yeah.
same dramas. Just it's boring.
Yeah.
It gets on your nerves.
It's so
No,
true.
I'd
And
never
I
go
worked
back
at
again.
two. I worked at Pure Gym's call center,
Oh, okay.
and then I just stopped turning up.
Do you go to the gym?
Not Pure Gym.
Not Pure Gym.
No,
Oh, okay.
I go to JD gyms.
Oh, they're the new ones, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're pretty good, aren't they?
yeah.
Because we had this debate on my podcast last time, and we were saying, do females put on makeup in the gym for clout or because they actually want to?
I have never gone to the gym with makeup in my life.
Finally.
Never will. That is wild. Unless I've been like, say for example, if I've been here
If
and
you've
then I'm
been
like,
out,
okay, I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go to the gym.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
might
easy.
just leave it on, but more time I'd
But
take
do you
it
think
off.
some girls will actually do it for clout?
Of course.
Yeah.
But it might also be an insecurity thing because you're going into an area where there's a lot of males, so
Right.
some females might feel uncomfortable.
But it's like, it's not a bar or a club. You're there to work out.
Yeah.
So for you to be drawing people, I don't know. Like, for me,
But maybe it's not a case of I'm trying to draw a guy. I'm just trying to go out and stay
if they
fit and stay
happen to chat
active.
to me.
But maybe it's like, okay, like let me just put my face on so I feel better whilst I'm working out.
Yeah, I get that. But for me, I just feel like some go there and just do 1-2 treadmill and draw guys and leave after like 10 minutes. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's a bit wild.
So talk to us about the new genre that you're looking at, this drill thing.
Yeah, so
This
basically
MK Frey, this Bando K vibe, man.
it's definitely not anything like that. It's more like merging the sounds of R&B melodies with the drilly bass and the slides and the
My understanding of drill
808s.
though is talking about your past, talking about chefing someone up or stabbing someone. Like what's drill to you?
That is drill,
Yeah.
but I feel like drill's evolving, and drill is more than just what you're talking about. It's
Drill can be R&B, pop. Is that what you're saying?
well, no, drill. When you think of actual drill now, it has a style and certain elements to it. So like I was saying, it's got the slides, it's got the 808, it's the do 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 do. Like it's got a lot of
what's your BPM? Like what's your tempo?
140.
Okay, it's quite
Yeah.
high.
Well, that's what drill is. It's around like 130, 140, right?
What's your R&B BP?
It can be 80.
Okay.
But it's just
Yeah.
merging the two together. So it's just, it's me singing about my real shit and my real life.
Yeah.
But
So have you been through those kind of stereotypical drill
no,
situations?
definitely not.
I was gonna
That's
say,
not
'cause
what
I'm
I'm talking
seeing
about.
Maya on To Spade getting chefed up. I'm like, okay.
No, that's definitely not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking more about it's just R&B, but with the drilly elements, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Like, where did that?
One guy that we were working with kind of well, firstly it started when I had a session with M1,
Okay.
TK, Era the Kid, and we came up with 3 concepts.
TK, the producer.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a
He
session
works with
them.
Young T and Bugsy.
Yeah, he works
We
with
met
you
on
guys.
the shoot a few years ago.
He's
cool.
dope.
Yeah,
He's a really sick producer. And in that session we came up with 3 concepts. The first one was R&B, and that was just like easy for all of us. The second one was like an Afrobeats one.
Mhm.
And then the third one, M's manager came in and was like, "Oh, let's try like R and drill. Let's try drill." So I was like, "Okay, all
Okay.
right, cool." And then I jumped on it, and we all made this R and drill track. Excuse me, and it ended up actually being my favorite song of the session.
Yeah.
And we took it to this guy that we were working with, and he was like, "I think that's amazing. Like it's dope. Let's go down that route."
In my opinion, though, and so many others, like drill can have certain connotations. Do you feel like that might associate you with negative connotations, and do you feel that might affect your viewership and things like that?
No, I think when you hear it, it can't because
Yeah.
it's like I said, music evolves, and you know, certain
Because
music.
it's not really the stuff that gets played on, One Extra or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, now in the UK, drill is definitely the leading genre.
Yeah.
And that's the genre that everyone's jumping on, everyone's taking in.
All right.
So
Name me 3 drill artists.
I can name you more than 3 drill artists.
Go on,
Obviously,
eh?
there's Heady One that's made it
But is he not
mainstream. There's
pop?
all of
Yeah.
OFB.
Of course, they only say Heady One. But he's
Everyone's
like
jumping on
pop. He's
drill.
like pop mainstream drill
Even
now.
Pop Smoke jumped on drill.
Oh,
Like,
come on,
everyone.
He's from America. Like, we're talking in the
Yeah,
UK.
but everyone's jumping on it now.
Give
Even
me like
Drake.
real proper drill artists.
Abra.
Grime.
Abracadabra is drill.
Right.
Abra
else?
is drill. Then you've got all of the other OFB guys. Like I said, Heady One, he started on drill. I just feel like everyone,
So
a lot of people in the
name any drill
UK.
artists.
Well, I can't. I just did. Yeah.
Okay. And you think that's the way forward?
I don't think it's the way forward. I think it's the current situation that we're in the UK.
Who are your inspirations from like back in the day, or who do you aspire to be or to?
Back in the day, Luther Vandross always.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your Jamaican side's coming out.
I just grew up on a lot of Luther from my mum.
I'm guessing your
Destiny's
dad had a lot
Child.
of decks and
No.
DJ booths and all that.
No, it's all my mum, really. It was
Really?
my mum. My mum's a house DJ, actually.
All right, so you're the queen of this R&B drill. Is that a new wave you're bringing? Yeah, because I've heard Afrobeat drill, Afro beats, Afro wave, all sorts.
All I'm saying is, wait until you hear it,
Right.
and then you'll be like, okay, I'm eating my words because it's a vibe, and there's a lot of people that are trying to do it right now. I'm not the only person that's jumping on the R and drill. There's a lot of people that are doing it. A lot of people that are doing it very well as well. And I think just because, you know, in the UK scene, R&B doesn't really have a culture behind it, and drill is
Do you
the
think
culture.
America has done that better than the UK?
There's a culture behind R&B music in America. There's not
In
a
what
culture
sense?
behind it here. As in, like, when you just look at the people that are doing that music, they're relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Here, R&B isn't a relatable thing, where drill is doing so well because it's relatable to so many people.
But I think drill is just relatable because if you're on road, that's all you know, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's why it's so relatable in the UK, because there's so many people that are on road.
Mm.
It's not relatable to me, but I can see that, okay, where I've grown up and the people that I've grown up around, they have grown up in very similar environments. It's like rap music, you
But
know.
if I'm not mistaken, Leeds is a very calm place. It's, nothing goes on. It's just go to school, go home, pick up some milk. Do you know what I
Leeds
mean?
is just a smaller version of London. There's nothing different about it.
No, but you don't have congestion. You don't have ULEZ. You ain't got none
Okay,
of that,
there's
fam.
not that.
That's not
but
London. That's something else.
we still have a hood. You know,
What
we
hood?
still have
Another
we
hood?
still
Brotherhood?
have.
Kidult hood? What hood?
Okay, so what? There's only a hood in London. Like, nah, people are growing up the exact same as they're growing up here. It's
Really?
not. We're not living in castles and living the little perfect life.
You can afford them in Leeds.
No, it's just the more down south. I mean, the more up north you get, the cheaper it is. Obviously, because it's not as popular. That's the only reason why it's cheaper.
Could you see yourself settling down in London?
No, not
No,
yet.
just Leeds for now.
I definitely don't want to stay in Leeds, but I don't want to move to London just yet. I lived here for a year.
Didn't like it.
I liked it, but it's not suitable for me and my daughter at this moment in time.
Too expensive, too crowded, too congested.
Exactly, yeah.
So who are some like artists that you want to work with, like collab with?
I would love to work with Abracadabra, UK wise.
Okay, and I get where you mentioned it earlier.
Young Bane, I would love to work with. I think he's dope. Bryson Tiller, that's always been a dream.
What about female artists? Who would you wanna?
Janae.
Janae.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting her a few years ago.
Did you?
As well. Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
What's she like?
Very humble, very calm. Yeah.
Light skin.
Not really. Yeah, that was dope. Other female artists I would like to work with.
Do you think there's a room for female artists, like to get to the same level, or if not above, as male artists?
100%.
No, because it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of discussions around it, but even just the the wireless announcement lineup the other
Yeah.
day, and I'm seeing like 90% males, like, and I'm seeing a lot of uproar and backlash from females saying like, "Where's the female artists at?" So, do you think they're being appreciated as much, or is there enough
Not
room for them?
all. Not all. Um, and I just feel like it just shows. Like I don't even want to speak on that too much because it just angers me that
Right.
that lineup is even okay for there to be like one female artist throughout every day. It's just ridiculous, but I think it's good that people are speaking out on it. And yeah, females just need to get their appreciation because without us, this world would not be running as it is. So
Girls run the
yeah,
world, yeah.
they do.
For now.
For always.
How was lockdown for you? Like, was music affected in your aspect, or not really?
Yeah, I had a few festivals and a few shows lined up
Mm-hmm.
that ended up getting cancelled. Um, but then obviously I had my baby, so
Yeah.
I allowed the time to just focus on being a mother and balance doing like, studio and
For those that don't know, what's the best primary source, or where is music really at? Is it at festivals? Is it on social platforms? Like, where do you really crave or thrive from?
I think lockdown showed us all that social media is very important for
Yeah.
artistry. Um, I didn't utilize it enough because I just didn't have the energy.
Do you
But
think as a quote unquote influencer, you have to be up with the times and
you just have to be very consistent.
yeah?
Um, but it's
Do you
kind of
use
like a
socials a
rabbit
lot?
hole. I used to be glued to my phone. Now I'm not so good on it. And that's just because I feel like you go down this scroll hole and you just constantly like da, 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 and it's a complete different world, but it's just false and it's fake. But I feel like as an artist you do have to keep on top of it, and that's the only downside for me.
Because I've spoken to some and they say that Instagram can be a bit of a facade. They're posting pictures where they're looking dolled up, glammed, as we spoke about before earlier, but really in the inside they're feeling down, depressed, and what have you. So is there a bit of pressure there as well? Do you think?
I mean, on my stories personally, I post me without makeup. I post me when I'm just woken up. Like I wouldn't maybe do that on the feed, but
Yeah,
when it
because you
comes
still get
to
slide-ins though, innit?
well,
No comment.
no comment. But yeah, I just feel like you either want to be an image and this character that you're playing on social media, or you just want to be yourself. And
No,
I just
exactly.
choose to just be myself, or I just don't post.
What 'cause we mentioned festivals. Are you planning to do any, or have you done any?
I was supposed to do Made in Leeds, it's called. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if you've heard of it. I don't have any festivals lined up this year, but I've had a few shows, a few up and coming shows. So it's slowly getting back to some kind of normality.
Normality.
And 2022 is the big one. We've got a lot of big plans ahead.
Yeah. Because we
If
spoke
you,
about it earlier about Leeds Carnival and normal Carnival, which is better.
yeah,
Obviously, London. Come
obviously
on.
Leeds.
Is that your kind of scene? Like, we turn up to that kind of move?
I actually performed at Leeds Carnival. Was it 2019?
Okay.
Yeah, on the main stage. That was a sick experience. But I haven't like gone around the trucks and the troops and wind up myself in a good few years now because yeah, that's just not me anymore. But I'm definitely for the culture always.
And how do you deal with like anxiety and trolls and that kind of thing? People giving you negative comments.
That's something I don't take very well to,
Yeah.
and I'm still learning how to just like not give a
Yeah.
what people think about me. I feel like as an artist, you just definitely need to
Because I spoke to
brush
some
that
artists
off.
and they see like one or two comments in their posts and they're like, oh, it affects me. But like when you look at it from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like a lot.
Hmm.
Does that get to you?
Um,
Where it's that one comment in like a really nice post with hundreds of nice comments, but you see
yeah,
that one negative.
yeah, it can definitely make you feel crap. and you do focus on that one negative. I feel like over time I got better with it. I remember I had this one release and like a lot of comments were just also negative.
Really?
And I literally was like, I just want to delete the video. But as time went on, I just kind of realized that not everyone's gonna love you. People are always gonna have something nasty to say. You're always gonna be this, that, and the other in somebody's eyes. So it's up to you if you want to let it affect you. And sometimes it affects me, and sometimes it doesn't.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we was talking earlier about, situationships and all that kind of thing. What's your ideal type of guy?
Well, right now I'm focusing on myself and bettering myself. But if the ideal type of guy was to come, I like somebody that is driven, wants me to succeed as well as them.
Yeah.
Somebody that is very family orientated,
Jamaican.
caring,
Right, yeah, caring.
affectionate. I like tattoos.
Tattoos?
Yeah, I like
Really?
tattoos, yeah.
What kind? Have you got any tattoos?
Yeah, I've got 3.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind?
I've got Never Give Up in Arabic.
Can you speak Arabic?
Here, nope.
Okay, right.
I've got one here on my thigh, and I've got one here on my ribs.
One in Arabic, but you don't speak Arabic, right?
No.
And
but I got it in Arabic because my name is an Arabic name.
Is it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means princess, I'm sure.
Right. So we have to find you a crown. Tiara.
It's here. Yeah, I like tattoos.
On a guy as well.
On a guy, obviously. I'm always just speaking about the ideal guy.
It's 2021. I don't know. You tell me, innit? I bet you watch Love Island, though, innit?
I used to. Yeah. Got a bit bored of it. But no, just someone that's caring, affectionate, loves me for me unapologetically, and is kind of cute at the same time, with a few tats.
Like a British lawyer or something like that, do you know what I mean?
Is that what I just described?
You said caring.
Why does that mean he has to be a lawyer?
Hey, I'm just a stable job, innit? Good income. Why not? YOLO.
Okay.
But anyway, that's been the Chats with Cam podcast, yeah. I've had my lovely guest here, Mya Craig. It's been fun. Obviously, I won the paper towel.
Obviously, I won.
You can comment in the comments, let us know who you think won, but we all know it was me anyway. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Our socials are down below. And yeah, we will be back next time. Follow, subscribe. Chats with Cam podcast. Mya Craig. Peace.
Peace.
No, it ain't guaranteed. If you wanna say free.